You know they found this girl, right?
Where?
In our neighborhood. Down our main street.
Is she good?
No,
she's not.
She's dead.
On the morning of May 9th, 2021, detectives in St. Johns County already knew who they were looking for. A 13-year-old girl had been found in the woods. The evidence was unusual, personal, specific. Within hours, they had a name. What they didn't have was a reason.
You demons, I don't want you demons to take my soul. You demons want to take my soul. I don't let you demons take my soul.
This is the story of Tristyn Bailey and the teenager who made a decision that destroyed 2 families. But there's something investigators couldn't explain, something that doesn't fit any profile. You won't understand it until the evidence speaks for itself. Act 1. The disappearance. Mother's Day, May 9th, 2021. Tristyn Bailey was a 7th grader, cheerleader, honor roll student. She lived in a quiet, planned community called Durbin Crossing, just outside Jacksonville, Florida. That Sunday evening, Tristyn was seen walking with a classmate, a boy she knew from school. By midnight, her family realized she hadn't come home. They called friends. They checked social media. Nothing. At 1:45 a.m., her mother called 911. Within hours, search teams were combing the neighborhood. Volunteers, canine units, helicopters. And at 6 p.m. on May 9th, a resident walking near a retention pond found her body in a wooded area. She had been stabbed 114 times. 49 of those wounds were defensive. She fought back. But here's what made this different. The medical examiner noted that many of the wounds were shallow, hesitant, experimental, as if someone was learning. And the tip of the knife broken off during the attack was embedded during the assault. By the time the sun set that evening, police had already identified a suspect. But they needed something more. They needed him to talk. Act 2. The last known footage. Aiden Fucci was 14 years old. He lived in the same neighborhood as Tristyn. They went to the same school. On the night of May 9th, surveillance cameras captured them walking together at 1:14 a.m. 45 minutes later, at 1:59 a.m., Aiden is seen on camera again, walking alone. His shoes are different. His body language has changed. Later that day, before Tristyn's body was even found, Aiden posted a selfie from the back of a police car. The caption? "Has anybody seen Tristyn lately?" Classmates reported it immediately. One friend told investigators that weeks earlier, Aiden had said he wanted to kill someone, that he wanted to drag them into the woods and stab them. He said he wanted to know what it felt like. But saying something and doing it are not the same thing, and the police needed proof. So they brought him in.
It's in a cop car, cuz. She's tripping, dude. We're having fun in a f***ing cop car.
Yep. Tristyn.
What's up, guys?
Yep.
Tristyn, if you f***ing walk out the damn...
When you see this...
By the time police brought Aiden in for questioning, they already knew this wasn't going to be a normal interview.
Did you tell him anything different in the cop car that we don't know about? No. Do you know if this girl got picked up?
I told him about her dealer.
You think she got picked up by him?
Probably. She said she wasn't coming home.
Act 3. The interrogation. On the evening of May 10th, Aiden Fucci was brought to the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. His parents were present. He was read his Miranda rights. He waived them. For the first 30 minutes, Aiden denied everything. He said he walked Tristyn partway home, then left. He said he didn't know what happened to her.
Hey, are you Aiden? Yes, ma'am. Hey, I'm Detective Police Officer here at the Sheriff's Office. We're trying to figure out where Tristyn's at, and I'm not trying to get you in trouble or anything like that. Obviously, I'm more concerned right now about her safety and what she's doing and where she could be hanging out. You're telling him that there may be another path that he's maybe staying at? Or she's staying at? What's the path?
There's like a trail that goes super deep down there.
Down into the woods?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you heard from her at all? No? Okay. All right. So, are you willing to kind of give me a statement about what's going on with her?
Yeah, so we're at Trey's house, and then I stayed there till probably like 1:50 a.m. And then I was really late to be home, so I just had to leave, or else my mom would like seriously just kill me.
Okay.
So we started walking home, and then next to like where that brick wall starts up there,
okay,
is where like she touched my and I like pushed her off me real hard, and then I just kind of like kind of walked away out of anger.
Now down this path that you're telling me about, is this like a place where kids go to like do drugs or drink? What?
It's a place for people to like chill out and do
okay.
Just water.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you, Aiden. We're gonna try to see if we can locate her over there. All right. All right.
It's like when you're going down there, you can like see that there's a path. It's just like an open area in the woods, and then you just keep going down the trail. Yeah, I'll try. There's like a tree that you can walk on to go even farther.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Thank you, Aiden.
But detectives had already begun collecting evidence. They found his sneakers, blood on the soles. They found his jeans, blood on the cuffs. They searched his bedroom. They found a notebook. Inside were drawings, violent drawings, fantasies written out in detail. Detectives later said it wasn't fear, not panic. It was how calm he seemed, almost too calm. What happened next would shock them. When forensic analysts tested the knife tip recovered from the scene, it matched a blade found in a nearby pond, a buck knife, the same brand sold at a local Walmart. Security footage from that Walmart showed Aiden's mother purchasing that exact knife 3 weeks earlier. But the most damning evidence wasn't what Aiden said. It was what his mother tried to hide. Crystal Smith, Aiden's mother, on the night of May 10th, after Aiden was taken into custody, she returned home. Detectives were still processing the scene. Security cameras inside the home captured her entering Aiden's bedroom. She picked up his jeans, the ones with blood on them. She scrubbed them in the sink. She was arrested and charged with tampering with evidence and obstructing justice. At trial, prosecutors argued she knew exactly what she was doing. The defense claimed she was in shock, that she was cleaning out of instinct, not intent. She was convicted and sentenced to jail time followed by probation. But here's the question no one could answer at first. Why did Aiden do it? There was no fight, no argument, no history of abuse. Tristyn Bailey had done nothing to Aiden Fucci.
Well, he said he wanted to kill people he liked.
Prosecutors brought in forensic psychologists. They reviewed his journals, his text messages, his search history. What they found was a pattern. Obsession with violent content, searches for crime scene photos, YouTube videos on stabbings and serial killers. One entry in his notebook read, "I want to know what it's like to take a life." Another, "Would I feel anything?" Witnesses said he talked about hurting people, but they thought he was joking. At trial, the defense did not argue insanity. They didn't claim mental illness. Instead, they acknowledged the facts. They asked for leniency based on his age. But the evidence was overwhelming. The autopsy, the DNA, the timeline, the journals, and the number. 114 stab wounds. Dr. Predrag Bulic, the medical examiner, testified that the attack lasted several minutes, that Tristyn fought until she physically couldn't anymore. Experts reviewing the case described a pattern known as experimental violence, not driven by rage, not by trauma, by fascination. But the real question remained, why would a 14-year-old act on these thoughts? The answer would only come once all the evidence was pieced together. And when the sentencing came, the judge made a decision that would set a precedent. Aiden Fucci was initially charged as a juvenile, but within weeks, the state moved to charge him as an adult. first-degree murder. In February 2023, he pled guilty. At sentencing, Tristyn Bailey's family spoke. Her mother, her father, her siblings. They described a girl who loved to cheer, who made people laugh, who had her whole life ahead of her. Aiden's defense asked for a sentence of 40 years. The prosecution asked for life. Judge Lee Smith sentenced Aiden Fucci to life without the possibility of parole. At 14 years old, Aiden Fucci became one of the youngest people in modern Florida history to receive that sentence. The judge cited the brutality, the premeditation, the lack of remorse, and the fact that Tristyn Bailey never had a chance. But this case didn't end in that courtroom. It raised questions that investigators, parents, and educators are still trying to answer. This wasn't a crime of passion. It wasn't revenge. It wasn't self-defense. It was a 14-year-old boy acting on a curiosity he'd been feeding for months. And that's what makes this case so unsettling. Because it forces us to ask, how do you identify someone like this before they act? Aiden told people what he wanted to do. He wrote it down. He searched for it online. But no one stopped him. Not because they didn't care, but because they didn't believe it. After the trial, Tristyn Bailey's parents started a foundation in her name. It focuses on teen safety, mental health awareness, and violence prevention. Because the worst part of this case isn't just what happened. It's that Tristyn Bailey is not the first victim of teen-on-teen violence, and she won't be the last. But her name will be remembered, not because of how she died, but because of who she was. A daughter, a sister, a friend, a 13-year-old girl who deserved to grow up. Cases like this are why the Vault Files exists, not to sensationalize, but to understand. If you value fact-driven, evidence-based reporting, consider subscribing. This has been the Vault Files. Thank you for watching.